Ukraine fields unjammable fiber optic FPV attack drone. Khyzak REBOFF is a new Ukrainian FPV kamikaze drone with fiber optic cable for communication instead of radio. This makes it immune to jamming, the most effective protection against small drones. Russia has deployed similar technology with the Prince Vandal FPV used in action since August, and which has been lethally effective. However, Ukrainian expert Serhii Flash believes this is a Chinese model which the Russian suppliers rebranded and sold to the military at a 750% markup and which was not designed for military use. By contrast, 3D Tech built the Khajak REBOFF to operate under battlefield conditions. Oleksii Zhulinskii, founder and CEO of 3D Tech LLV, talked to me about the development and why we are likely to see more fiber optics on the future battlefield. The jamming challenge. Zhulinskii served in the Ukrainian military as a mortarman, where he gained a keen appreciation of the needs of soldiers at the front. He was fascinated by the Mavic quadcopters the team used to find targets and direct fire. In the summer of 2022, the vehicle Zhulinskii was riding in hit a mine, killing 2 of his team and seriously injuring him. Please subscribe and follow. Khajak REBOFF 2. Zhulinskii with REBOFF fiber optic drone 3D Tech LLC. His injuries left Zhulinskii unable to return to active service, but he still wanted to help the war effort. FPV kamikaze drones were starting to have an impact, and Zhulinskii and some colleagues set up 3D Tech to make drones. The company has worked with Ukraine's Brave One technology incubator, and by summer 2023 they were supplying FPVs called Khyzaks to Ukraine's military. Unlike some of their Russian counterparts, 3D Tech have constantly refined and adjusted their design in response to feedback from the front. New methods and technologies emerge every month, and we need to keep up, says Zhulinskii. We are actively searching for, testing, and implementing new technologies, as modern warfare evolves very quickly. Quote, jamming is always an issue as both sides filled up their front lines with portable electronic warfare gear to interfere with drone communications. This rapidly became a major problem. In March, General Schill, the French Army's chief of staff, said that jammers knocked out 75% of drones in Ukraine, and he expected the number to rise. Soldiers reported that in some areas of the front, there is a very high concentration of electronic warfare (EU) systems, particularly intense where the enemy's important targets, says Zhulinskii. Many high-value targets were completely unreachable due to these powerful EU systems. Ukrainian and Russian developers have used a variety of techniques to make their drones more resistant to jamming. But every move is met by a counter moves by jammer developers, and constant upgrades are needed just to keep the drones flying. The ideal solution would be able to beat any jammer. We turned our attention to the only communication channel that can be used in such conditions, fiber optics, says Zhulinskii. Zhulinskii says some developers experimented with fiber optics earlier in the war, but there was then little interest as radio communication still worked well. As jammers saturated the front, 3D Tech took another look at the technology. One of the biggest challenges was the cable, which, like other types of glass, is strong but fragile. We encountered issues during transportation and use of the drones, as fiber optics can easily break or snap. This prompted us to create specialized systems for evenly winding and unwinding the cable during flight to prevent sagging and tangling. Mounting the spool on a drone brought its own challenges, given the need to avoid contact with the drone's propellers and prevention.